Hello and welcome to English Listening Practice. In today's video, let's explore Central Park. Due to the park's large size, we will cover only a small portion of the park today. My plan was to enter through an entrance by the Met and head south from there. The Met, formerly known as the Metropolitan Museum of Art, is known for its vast and diverse collection of art. Especially on weekends, you can spot many people sitting and relaxing on the steps in front of the museum. For some reason, on this day, a portion of the steps was blocked off by metal fences. Maybe they are doing construction or planning an event. I'm not sure. Across from the museum, there are several food carts. I think that the hot dog stand is the most iconic for New York. These stands also sell cold bottles of water, which are refreshing on hot summer days. New York can get pretty hot and humid in the summer. This is Fifth Avenue, which borders the eastern side of Central Park. I was waiting for the green light to start crossing the street. The green light for pedestrians in New York is in reality a white light in the shape of a walking person. The man with the red cap on the left sells watercolor paintings, both originals and prints. I purchased a print for $60. The print was originally priced at $65, but the man said that he would give it to me for $60 if I paid in cash. This is the art that I purchased. It says faintly on the bottom left corner that this is the 189th copy out of 500. As I walked a little further into the park, I was able to see and enjoy more greenery. The dogs seemed to be enjoying themselves as well. It had been raining in New York for the past several weekends, so I'm sure everyone was happy to see some sun. The sprinklers in the playground were turned on so the children could cool off. Central Park is special in that you can always find musicians showcasing their work. Let's listen to these two gentlemen play what I believe are the double bass and the guitar. Speaking of stringed instruments, let's talk about the idiom harp on. To harp on something means to repetitively talk about the same subject, typically in an annoying way. Before the idiom was shortened to harp on, in the 1500s, the full phrase was, harp on the same string. This derives from the idea of repetitively plucking on the same harp string, thus creating an annoying sound. Let's say, for example, that the weather is very hot, and your friend keeps talking about how hot it is every 10 minutes. In this case, you might tell your friend, "Would you quit harping on about the weather? We get it, it's hot." The idiom harp on does have a negative connotation, so refrain from using it to describe someone who you don't intend to describe in a negative way. For example, let's say you just overheard a coworker talk about the recent death of her grandmother. If you're trying to convey sympathy to that person, don't start the conversation saying, "I heard you harp on about your grandmother's passing." Instead, you can say, I heard you talk about your grandmother's passing, or I heard you mention your grandmother's passing. Anyway, sorry if I'm harping on, and let's get back to the park. It's cool to see skyscrapers behind the view of the pond. The pond is normally brown and murky, but on this day, the water looked pretty clear. It was good weather to play badminton outdoors as there wasn't a lot of wind. As I neared the tunnel under the bridge, I saw a man on the right selling baseball caps and another man on the left selling balloon animals. I wonder if making balloon animals helps strengthen your lungs. Speaking of animals, I passed the Central Park Zoo. There were fun animal statues above the brick arches, which reminded me of Hogwarts. I asked an employee of the zoo how much tickets cost. I don't remember the exact cost, but I believe it was around $22 or $23. Keep an eye out for the squirrel that lands on the front bicycle wheel in front of the Bear and the Squirrel movie poster. I exited the park and was greeted by several food trucks, including an ice cream truck. Do you recognize this ice cream truck song? Well, that was all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next time. Bye!